Congratulations to race winner Josh Brooks for Milwaukee Yamaha, to Shane Shaky Bird for Rapid Solicitors Kawasaki, and to James Ellison for Lloyd's British GB Moto Kawasaki. Let's start with you, if I may, James. Was it a lonely race this time? It looked like hard work again.
To be honest with you, at the start of the race was really good. I really enjoyed it. Where I felt I was strong in the first race was the same this time. The faster corners I'm still struggling with a little bit of rear chatter. So I seem to lose the gap, but then I pull it back in the chicanes and braking areas. And the move I tried, not the move, but I tried to sort of catch Shaky in the braking area into his on the last race, and that's where I ran on the grass. But we did a couple of changes to the front, just made it a bit stiffer, because I felt that was my strongest point. So in the race, I behind the guys and felt like I could go a little bit quicker. I managed to get past Shane just briefly, went up over Nick, I broke into Druids, pushed a little bit too much again on one of those fast corners, got a bit of chatter and just lost the front Henry, and it pushed me right out to the track. And once I'd lost that gap, there was no way I was pulling it back. You know, we were running so close times anyway, I didn't have a chance of pulling anybody back. So I just had to push as hard as I could and try and keep that gap the same. But you know, unfortunately we brought it back in third place, and disappointed not to be able to fight to the end, but the pace was so hot out there, you know. So I can't be too disappointed with that, you know. It was, I wouldn't say it was a lonely race, it was just a little bit frustrating in the second half, but really enjoyed the first half of it, and full credit to these boys, none of them made a mistake, and it showed on the race, you know.
Yeah, he rode really, really well, a really fast pace, and you know, quite a few laps into the race, the pace was still really, really fast, and then Josh's bike started moving a little bit, and he had a few moments, and I thought, right, this is cool. I mean, there were plenty of places where Josh was stronger than me, but there were places too where I was quite a lot stronger than him. But the problem was I'd used the strengths of my bike and the way I was riding to make up for any time that I lost to him with the strengths that he had with his bike. So it was always like a little bit of a yo-yo. But towards the end of the race, Josh ran deep into his there, and I thought, right, this is my chance, and I lined myself up for a real good run off of his, and I nearly sent myself to the moon. So that wasn't the best case scenario for lining up a pass, but you know, Josh's strongest area over me, I think, was off of Druids and down towards the last corner, and you know, he was real strong there, and I kind of lined up the outside a little bit and tried to get a run into the line, but like I said, those two areas were his domain, and he held me off. So all credit, because I know exactly how hard he worked in, you know, from my race in the first one. So he done a great job, and I'm happy with first and the second place, and now looking forward to a little bit of a break before we go back to Snetterton.
Quick thought on Snetterton for us?
Yes, in Norwich somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, it's all cool. You know, we went well there at the test. You know, I think we can improve even more there. You know, I'm actually really, really happy with today's results, because you know, the Yamaha's a formidable package around here. So to win the first race and beat Josh, who's a great rider anyway, on that bike around here was good. But he didn't leave us either in the second race, despite the fact that he was banging out 35, 35, 35, 35. You know, an incredible pace. We were right there. You know, I beat him by a tenth, and he beat me by a tenth. So I take an awful lot of not hope, but I take a lot of you know, I'm fired up about that, because I knew it was going to be difficult here, and it was for sure. But we were a lot closer than I thought we perhaps might be able to be.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm delighted to take the win. You know, it's a great feeling, and you know, this is what we all push so hard to achieve. So to get it is actually quite rewarding. But it was so difficult to lead. Like even last year and the year before and the year before that, last 5 years in BSB when I've won races, it's always been a dogfight to get to the result. It's not been lead from the start to the finish, not that I can remember anyway. And so to be up front for the majority of that race was really, it's almost a strange situation for me, because I haven't done it for so long. And so I was trying to recover old memories and sensations to try and, you know, maintain focus, don't make mistakes, just set my pace and ride strong and consistent. And in fact, that was what I wanted to do. That was what I was hoping to do from the start of the race, from before the race. You know, that was what I said on the line before the race went, and so I achieved that. But early laps, Shane come back past me and got past me, and I thought, I can't let him get into that sort of robotic stage that he gets into, and it's just lap after lap in his own little zone, and it makes it very difficult to beat him. And I thought, I've really got to take the fight straight to him immediately. And you know, I pulled a really cool, dodgy aggressive, whatever you want to call it, move to get back ahead. And I felt I needed to do that to stop him from getting into that rhythm. And I wanted to keep maintaining the front position because I knew I could do good lap times at the end. And then I started reeling off really fast times and quite early on in the race, because the bike felt a lot better in that race because we made a change than it did in the first race. So I was able to do 35s, and I thought, oh, that's good. And then I did another and another and another and another, and I thought, how many of these, like really impressive times I'm going to have to do before I start to see some reward? And I kept getting 0 or 0.2, and then I make a mistake and I go back to 0, and then I have a really clean lap and I go to 0.2, and then I go back to 0. And I was like I can't seem to, make a big enough impact to get that buffer that I would love to have had. But and then right at the end of the race, which was slightly different from race 1, the changes we made to the bike meant that it wasn't quite as good for the last 3 laps. And I had some really big slides and moments, and I was like, come on, just keep it all together and bring it home. So I was really, really pleased to finally see that checkered flag waving, and I could roll the throttle off at last.
It was a brilliant